Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, and I wanted to try something today. I'm going to tell you about today's sponsor in just a minute. I'm just using my phone because I wanted to find ways to make videos on the go and wherever, in the car. You know, car is sometimes a place where we have undisturbed time when maybe we have to drop off the kids somewhere or pick them up. So today we're going to talk about why it is so important as an artist to record yourself. But before I get into the message, I want to tell you about today's sponsor. Thank you so much to Shure. They sent me their MoveMic. Now that is only one of the set of two. See this little case here? It's just like AirPods. This is the charging case. I have two of these. You can also get just the one set. And all I have to do is hook this up to my phone and voila, turn on the app and I start rolling. Now it is better than the built-in mic because it doesn't matter how far away from it I get, the sound always remains. If you don't want to use your phone but have a camera, you can also get this nice little receiver here. I've not tried that out because my big camera is actually hooked up, but it's the same principle. You hook this up to your camera, you can put it on the top, and then this will be received here and you can record the sound directly into your camera. And I'm gonna make a dedicated video for this, trying out different scenarios. Check it out below. But let's get into today's topic. Recording yourself is very, very important. I have learned a lot just recording myself because when you sing and while you do what you do, you don't really, number one, you can't pay attention to everything at the same time. So you may focus on breathing and posture and getting the high pitch and resonance and making that nice and bright and forward placement. But then maybe you forget the lyrics. You can't focus on everything at the same time. So number one, you want to make sure you actually catch all the things that you want to fix. So if you don't have a teacher, and especially if you do have a teacher, you want to always listen back to your own voice, because while you sing, you don't hear everything. It's like an actor. Every great actor needs a director because only the director from the outside will see what it actually looks like to the outside, to everyone else. You don't also want to listen to a different artist to learn a song. So when I learn my lyrics, what I do, I just record myself rehearsing the song, whether it's with a band or even by myself using a karaoke track. I always turn on my phone, and now I have my little MoveMic, so I can play with the distance of the microphone and even record into GarageBand if I wanted to. But learning lyrics is so much easier when you listen to yourself, because you don't get someone else's voice stuck in your head. And that is terrible because subconsciously you will always try to imitate the sound of that other singer, which of course we don't want because you want your signature sound with your true, real, authentic voice. When I studied voice, my teacher actually required us to record every lesson. And back then it was like actual tapes. And I had a tape player in my car and I would listen all the time. I would listen on my Walkman. Yeah, it was a thing back then. And then I even had a mini disc player where I recorded all the rehearsals with the orchestra. When I studied entire operas, that's really how I memorized. I would record all the rehearsals. And nowadays, with your phone, you actually have an entire video and audio studio built in. You could record yourself on video, which I think is extremely valuable because what you think you did is often not what actually happened. So I, for example, always used to think, why is my teacher getting on to me? I was very frustrated because she kept telling me, straighten out, you're leaning forward, and I felt like I'm literally sticking out my chest like crazy. Well, then I watched a recording of my junior recital and I saw, oops, I'm actually really leaning forward. It didn't feel like that at all because my intention was, and it felt like sticking out my chest like crazy, but it's not what really happened. I actually like having sheet music or a lyrics sheet if it's pop music and record the rehearsal, preferably on video, but audio is also good. And then listen back, watch back, and then also listen to the instructions over and over again because that'll kind of ingrain it into my brain. Like, what did we agree on? Or what did I say? What did they say? Did we want to crescendo here? Did we want to slow down? Did we want to do a ritardando? Did we want to speed up here? Did I want to give them a cue? Was I supposed to wait on someone else and they give a cue? all the instructions I will have on recording, and then I won't forget. Even when you write it down, sometimes it's so much better because it actually gets into your brain when you record something. I don't know about you, but in the past, when I had playlists that always had the same order of songs, back then when I recorded like mixtapes, I always knew what came next. Not only that, but I always knew what key it started or what pitch it started on because it was ingrained in my brain. My brain had that memory of this is where this ends and this is where the next one starts. So music is such a repetition thing. So the more you repeat something, the more it'll be stuck in your head, which is what we want. What we don't want is someone else stuck in your head. And what you don't want is to just kind of make the same mistakes over and over again. So when you listen to your own recordings, what you will hear is, oh, I didn't like the sound of that. That didn't sound right. And then you can go fix it. Many, many times, like really in 90% of the time, I always find something when I make a recording where when I listen to it, I'm like, okay, this nuance I didn't like. This was a little strange. That last pitch or that vibrato was too wide or too fast, or maybe I want a straight tone here. Maybe it's not enough vibrato. Maybe it's too much of vibrato. Maybe I didn't like the phrasing of this. Maybe I want to be more breathy, or maybe I want to be less breathy. I can't really pay attention to all those things while I'm singing. So that's why it's so valuable to record yourself. And I would highly recommend you start doing this if you're not doing it already. And the other cool thing is you can actually make an archive. Record yourself maybe once a month, not just where your rehearsals, but where you have actually an archive of, okay, this is what happened 6 months ago, and this is what happened a year ago. I hear often from, singing students, I feel like I'm not really making progress. Well, the only way you can really measure this is not by just your own perception, but what did it sound like a year ago? And what does it sound like now when you sing the exact same piece? Maybe you just use one song and you record it in frequent intervals, maybe even after 3 months again, and after 3 months again, and you should hear a difference if you're doing something right. And I think the Shure MoveMic is a great way to have a little bit of a better sound quality to where you don't have to have your phone close to your mouth. My phone was recording right now. I was looking for it. You don't have to hold it close to your mouth. You could just always have the same consistent volume of sound when you wear this, even when you move around in the room as you rehearse. I think that's a great device. And again, you just take it here, you take it, you charge it, you open that app, and you just start rolling. Easy enough. I will put the link below if you want to purchase this. Disclaimer, it is an affiliate link. That means if you purchase this, I will get a small commission. Let me know in the comments, do you record yourself? Or are you afraid to listen to yourself? Because that's another issue. I want to encourage you to kind of start liking your voice. That doesn't mean there is nothing you can fix, or maybe there are some things you don't like about it, but you have to get used to the sound of your voice. It's not useful just to keep listening to that other singer that you love so much, but your voice is just different naturally, and you're never going to sound like them. Get used to the sound of your voice. Yes, with all the flaws, but the flaws you can fix. And you can only fix them when you become aware, and don't put yourself down and tell yourself, oh, like everything's just terrible. It's never everything that's terrible about a voice. Maybe it's your intonation that needs to be better. Maybe it is the control when you approach the register transitions where you have problems. There's always a solution for every problem. The problem is never everything. And also, you cannot fix everything all at one time. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget I have an additional channel that I recently created just for opera and classical singing. I will also put the link below. And until next time, my friend, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing.